Hi all, Hal here with more Station Engineers, or I should say Station Ears. Anyway, so we have made a few changes to the base. We have all sorts of lighting. We have cabling running all over the place, and I've had to replace a battery or two. So, yeah, let's get you caught up with what we're going on. And today we're going to be working on an airlock. But first, we have to get started. So let's go. Alright, everybody. Hopefully, you're having a fabulous day. Don't forget that if you enjoy this episode, to make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. And make sure you throw any of your comments and questions that come up during the episode down in the comments below. With that said, let me show you what we've got going on. So, we've gone ahead and put all of our machines in line now. We've got everything, including our pipe bender over here. We have our backup power generator, which I don't think is actually plugged into the network. I've never used it. I just put it down in case we needed it. And then we've made some changes over here. So for the solar power, the solar array, we've actually got the heavy cable now, and we ran that into one battery. And from that battery, we actually are running two more in parallel with it, not in series. If you put them in series, what will happen is when they have a charge, the charge will exceed the rating of the cable, and you will blow up the cable. Ask me how I know this. Surprise the hell out of me, and I ended up destroying a battery that was fully charged. So we're in the process of recharging these things. And what I'm going to do is we're going to let one of these charge all the way up. Then we'll start charging the next one, and we'll start charging the next one. And by the time this one is fully charged, it should be tied into the network. What we've done is we're using transformers here. Currently the transformers are set to allow 400 watts into the system, which these cables can take, but they can't take much more than that. So if I need to have something where I'm going to be running more than, say, like two of these machines simultaneously, we need to replace the cabling with heavy cables. But for now, it works. We're not doing anything heavy industrial, so we don't need to worry about it too much. Now, the other thing I've done is I've made an access way here, and this is actually going to be a walkway that goes out and around the whole base, which leads over to that area, and I'll take you over there shortly to show you what we've got going on. We've moved the lockers from the far side to this side, so we now have an ore locker specifically, and we have a parts or tools locker, which I'm not currently using, but it's over here just in case. And then we move the furnace over here, so when we need to make steel, it's easier to get up to it now. We just come over here, we just drop things in as we need to, open up the mold once everything's running, and yeah, we get our steel out. We'll also be using this for a few other things later on, and one of the reasons why I moved it over here is because this block leads into the area down below, and I'll show you what we've got going on over there. Alright, so just waiting for all this stuff to eventually charge up, but yeah, it'll be nice because once all of these are charged, we'll be turning the transformers down to like 150 watts each, and then that way we'll have 3 times the life of our power system, which means we'll basically be able to leave lights on 24/7 and not have to worry too much about it. Okay, so coming down here, this is our this is going to be our first pressurized room. It'll be the entrance to the base, the pressurized portion of the base at least. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to use these two blocks, or these two sections, specifically for our airlock. So we're going to have our outer airlock door here, our inner airlock door here. And then we'll have all of the electronics and everything. As you can see, I have gone ahead and pre-wired everything up. So this basically comes down into this power control system. And from here, we're going to run all of our airlock power. I know we have a small battery cell in there just in case something happens where we lose the power to the rest of the system. We'll still be able to get in and out of the base. At least that's the theory. All right, so we are going to, let's see here. We don't need to label anything right this second. We will use that shortly. But I want to go ahead and let's start getting... Oh, let's grab the console. Where's my console? So we're going to grab the console. And I'm wanting to basically have this stuff set up so that we can get to it fairly easily. Let's go... Oh, I don't know. We can put it there, maybe? Let's try putting it there. Because what we're going to have is we're going to have power coming over to the console. From the console, it's going to go to the door as well as the sensor. Actually, it may just go to the sensor. I have to power this up, so it's going to go through. Okay, so this is going to come over here and run through here. We'll have one line going up here, and we're going to have our vent over here. Okay, so I think we can get this to work the way I want. So we've got that. We're going to need an active vent. And you want an active vent because... sorry, itchy. Oh, this is going to have to go... Let's do this. Okay, so you'll notice there's a big plus and a small plus, right? The small plus is power. The big plus is for ducting. So what we're going to do... Actually, you know what? Let's put this... If we do this, it means we have to run power up over. So yeah, let's go ahead and just... We'll go ahead and do... Can I get... Okay, I want to make sure we can still get the door in there. Let's grab the doors really quick, which should be... There they are. Oh, there we go. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the doors swapped around like this, I think. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, because I think we have to have it set like that, so that the connectors are facing in towards the area. Actually, no. We should be able to get away with doing it like that, but I'm just more worried that we can place them there. And we can, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and grab the pipes. I'm going to do this first so that I can close this area off. So just like with the wires, you can use the different types of piping, and they have the same connector types. So we're just going to go ahead and... Actually, I want... Oh, there we go. Now I could just go ahead and place the vent right here, and I might just do that just to save the... because we don't need this to be overly complex. So that will work there. That's done, so I can seal this off now. Alright, so we're going to need one power. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll grab one more thing. We're going to move over there. Onto you. Alright, so one of the things you need to be aware of is that the sensor that we're going to place is going to be a gas sensor, right? And what we want to do is we want to have this set up in the same grid as the vent. So there have been issues in the game. There's this really weird thing, well, I shouldn't say weird, with the way that it works. Basically, volume is calculated by grid, right? So if you are piping air out of this, since it's 2 blocks, it's going to pump out of one block and then the second block, and it's going to go through this vent over into this room. Okay? With me so far? If the sensor is over here and this grid is empty, it'll open, like when we're going out, what'll happen is when you're piping this stuff out to get out, when this grid is empty, if the sensor is over here, it'll open the door whether or not there's atmosphere in the other grid. So if you're building larger airlocks, what you want to do is have a gas sensor in all of the, like basically one per tile. That way it won't open until all of these say that there's no atmosphere left. Okay, and we want you. We're going to go there. We're going to grab the disk because we're going to need this at some point. Because we're going to place disk there. That's the maintenance and boot up system. That's all of our glass sheets. There should be there's one. I went ahead and broke one of those out so we can do this. So now we have that set up. Okay, so now that we have all of this stuff, we are going to go like so. I'm going to find this. We're going to take this here, and then we're going to have this split into two. All right. And then what this will do is this will allow us to go over and have everything set up for the doors on this side, and we'll have it set up with the doors on this side. And you are going to... Oh no, that's definitely not the one I want. That took way too much. I'm sitting there going, why did that take so... There we go. Alright, let's try that again. We want to combine those down straight. We do not want that. We want a normal junction. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. Right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have another one there, another one there, and then we want this one to do the corner. And we're going to go, hopefully we have enough wiring for all of this. We may not. And if not, I'll do a quick cut. So that should be all of that, I believe. Alright, so that should be that door. Now we're going to need, yeah, I'm going to have to go get more cable. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a quick cut. I'm going to go make some more cable, and we will be right back. And we're back just in time for another beautiful day. Okay, so let me show you what we've been working on. We've gone ahead and made a bunch more cable. This cable that's up here is actually piped in, so we'll have a light out here eventually. This one is going to be for a flashing light, so when the system is depressurizing or pressurizing, there will be a flashing light to let you know that there's something going on, and then we'll be able to go in. So okay, so everything looks like it's pretty much good to go. So we're going to do this. We're going to grab that. I want to put you back on there. We're going to take you, and we're going to put you in there so that you're out of the way. All right. So now let's go ahead and flip this. And we want those to build. That has power. That's a good thing. All right. Now, before we go any further, there's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm going to do this the slightly easier way. So what we're going to do is we want all of this stuff. That's the exterior. We want the vent. We want the sensor. All right. And now, since we have that set up, we're going to go ahead and place the second one. And that tells us that's interior. So now they're all configured. The light will on the switch will stop flashing when everything is good. We're going to turn that off. We're going to take data disk out and turn this back on. Okay, so if we want to cycle to interior, You click this button. Normally it'll pressurize, but because the interior isn't pressurized, and as you can see it's completely open, we're going to do an emergency override. Actually, cancel pressurize, emergency override. And that lets us in. Right? Now when we're ready to go out, we cycle to exterior, it depressurizes, and then that will open. Because there's nothing in here, the sensor says it's good, so we're clean. Yay, it works. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I set this up with the power control is, if you remember we were talking last time, power controls tend to allow you to subdivide your circuits. So having this here means that this system will only see these things. So if I go back and do something like I cut the electrical feed on the other side of this, it won't recalculate all of it. When you're doing electrical work in this game, if you start cutting cabling, you'll see the electrical system will recalculate, and it'll do really weird things to your lights. It has a tendency of bugging the lights out a little bit. So we're going to do this, cancel and override. There you go. And if you notice, it's actually switching all of these things around for us. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the disc back in there. We have all of our tools. I need to get some plates, but once we have that sealed off, we'll actually be able to pressurize this room, take our helmet off, and save some of our internal oxygen, because we are slowly losing oxygen. All right. Oh, and that's the other thing. You can actually press the keypads to have these things cycle for it. Okay, so now what I did is I actually had a little area here that I dug out so that we could go in there, and I basically just leveled out the terrain. I made it 2 blocks tall, so I had to dig down 3 blocks so that we could put an airtight floor in. But yeah, otherwise, that is airlocks in a nutshell. All right. So we have that. I just want to grab some. Actually, I think. Oh, you know what? I think I have plates downstairs, don't I? I don't know if I have plates or not. Because if I don't have them, I'm gonna have to make them. And if I have to make them, okay. So. All right. In this case. Oh, door bolts are locked. Okay. Well, good thing it was that side that was cracked open then. So this is turned on. Are you not actually piped in is the question. We may have a break in the network somewhere. It goes in there. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to go take the whole thing apart and see what we've got going on, because you're going in this way, you're going that way. Yeah. Okay. It's time to come do some troubleshooting. But so what I'm gonna do is, we know everything on this side works, so if it's broken anywhere, it's gonna be up here. So let's come back here really quick. So you are piped that way. Alright. And I should be able, and this is why I left everything open, was so that I'd be able to get in and out of here. Frames, sheets, and walls. I've got frames. Okay. That figures. Alright. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the troubleshooting off camera. Basically what it comes down to is I'm going to have to, I know that we have power up to this point. It's basically figuring out, do I have power all the way out to here? And it's going to be behind this frame if it isn't. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. If you enjoyed it, like I said earlier, make sure you hit those likes. If you have questions, throw them down below. And as always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Okay, let's go fix some stuff. And just as a quick side note, I found the problem. basically had the right connector, just wasn't connected on the way down. So we can actually fix this very quickly by putting in our cable junction. I'm going to make sure that's the right one. Come on. There we go. Hey, there we go. We have power. Look at that. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody.